Hello, Diana from Diana Dreger Designs. We're going to go green today. I'm going to do a design that features a variety of foliages. And we'll talk about all the possibilities and the different cool things you can do with this kind of application, this kind of look. I'm starting with a vase that's kind of cool, kind of contemporary clear glass. It's a nice size, so the arrangement can be pretty showy and can take up some nice space. It'd be great on a big coffee table, on the end of an island in a kitchen, dining room table, kitchen table, and you'll be able to pop a few stems of flowers in it, and then when those fade, pop those out, and so because the foliage lasts really long. So first of all, make sure to always use the floral food that the flowers come with, and some of the foliage came with some as well. Measure it to the proper amount of water with the proper amount of preservative. So this packet, this little one, is only for a pint of water. So mix it in like a 2-quart pitcher or something that you have handy that shows you water amounts, and so you know the right amount, because it really benefits the flowers if you use the correct amount. And I've heard people reporting that, change the water every day for flowers. You don't need to do that. I've heard it from the direct sources themselves, like the growers, and they're saying, no, once the preservative is in, the preservative goes up into the stems. Keep the water clean by maybe changing it, a few days, every few days or something like that, but not every day. And once the preservative is in, it doesn't have to be added continually. So that is a myth. You do not need to change the water every day. So I'm going to start with this amazing silver dollar eucalyptus. Love the look, the color, and the pieces were so huge. I bought this at Trader Joe's. Bought the biggest bunch, of course. Found myself the biggest one. And I'm going to place it in the vase and continue to place the stems at an angle. So to kind of create and I'm always cutting at an angle with my knife, and I'm always creating a grid kind of thing like this. So think of it as like a Jenga game or Kerplunk from a million years ago, where the little sticks were like this, and then the marbles were in. And so it's that kind of theory, and it helps, it gives you more success, first of all, so it'll be more fun for you, and it helps secure the other stems so everything doesn't fall out and flop all over the place. So it really does work. It helps a lot and it's fun. So sometimes these stems are so big, if you make a little score with your knife, and then it's just as easy to break the rest of it off. So we always make sure we take the foliage off as much as possible that's going to be in the water line, so it doesn't get all gunky. This piece has some personality to it. It's a little bit taller, so we'll let that one, we'll have to see. Let that one stick up there. Another thing that's kind of fun to do is to trim your green plants or your shrubbery in your yard or whatever your situation is. This foliage happens to come from a variegated arboricola, or Hawaiian schefflera, variegated Hawaiian schefflera, and it's just so pretty, and the color is great, and it's shiny, and there's all shades of green going on, and kind of a creamy green chartreuse. So I had a plant that was way overgrown and crazy looking, so it's going to be a part of this arrangement. And I'll spin this around too, so you can keep seeing what's happening. Here's another piece of that foliage. Not sure exactly how long this will last, but as I've been finding, most of the foliages last a really long time. So go for it. Okay, I've got a couple of pieces of this little fan palm. So we'll put that in for a little added interest. I've had this for a while. It was in something else. I'm putting it in here. And it's still holding up fine. So here's another piece of the fan palm. It's a little bit dried, but it's still green, so it's gonna work. Okay, and I have some myrtle. This is really a pretty foliage. It has a really neat scent to it too. It doesn't smell like outwardly like, oh goodness, but when you break the leaves, it does. So I always wish there was some kind of room or fragrance or candle or something scented with myrtle, because it's so wonderful. and it has a nice dark green, so I'm gonna like tuck that in the middle, like that, kind of down in the center. Got another one of those. Okay. Oh, sometimes you think it's going somewhere and it doesn't. Okay, I've got some pieces of ZZ plant. That's this. It's a really sturdy, hardy plant that you see in a lot of commercial applications. And had a few pieces of that, a plant that wasn't doing well. So we'll put that down in. Sometimes when your stems aren't real long, it still works as long as they're in the water a couple of inches. And it just means that you need to keep that vessel filled more to the top than maybe others, because the stems aren't all the way down to the bottom, and if the water evaporates too much, they're going to be screaming and crying for water. One of my favorites, oh, here's another fan palm, let's put that in too. Great, one of my favorite foliages is bear grass, and here we have it. It's just a long kind of drapey grass, and it's not expensive and just adds movement, and I don't know, it just does so much for a design. Like when you look at it with it and then without it, and it's just really a big difference to me. So I'd like to keep it as kind of in a tight bundle, because when you work with it individually, it's just, you know, much more difficult and time consuming. So I like to work with it in bundles. It dries well too. So I just love it, love it. Okay, a little bit more. Have to always be aware that it can cause kind of a paper cut if you like are going like this on the foliage. So don't do that. Okay, here we go. So imagine, that one piece of myrtle doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, so foliage arrangement, really pretty well done. Oh, here's a piece of a Chinese evergreen, or aglaonema. It's a pretty foliage as well. The leaf is fairly short, so I'll have to put that just down in for a little, you know, just to create a little depth in the center. But then for sure the water will have to stay filled because they're very short. So I'll have to make sure of that. I'm going to put a little more bear grass. And there we have foliage. All foliage. I'm going to move it a little bit closer so you can see. Turn it around. Okay, so imagine if we just, I have some flowers here, got a couple of stems of Alstroemeria. That's long, long lasting, comes in lots of colors. I only have 2 stems, I used it for something else. So I'm just gonna pop this in just to kind of show you how it can be all these greens and then just a little bit of color or something floral. So it doesn't have to be, it can be a bloom from your yard or a bunch of something that you pick up, but it doesn't have to be a lot of stems, and it'll add a little bit of something different to it. So there's how it looks with the flowers in it. So there we have it. You know, another cool thing to add to this, and I've got some right here. I'm gonna cut off a piece just to show herbs. So if you have basil or mint or rosemary, so it's not a huge stem, but if adding to this, it'll just, you know, it'll have scent, and most herb plants need a little trimming now and then, so it works. Thanks for watching. Enjoy, more to come. Thanks.